BTP, Big Business Technology for Small Business.
Good morning, welcome BTP, Michael Jenkin here. Welcome back from Christmas and Proclamation Day. Welcome back to work. If you're working, if you're not working, more fun to you. Look, first of all, thank you, Father Christmas, for this stand. I have a stand here now holding my phone rather than it wobbling around while I'm talking to you. Anyway, as we approach the end of the year, there's also another milestone, end of the month. And as end of month approaches, there's often a lot of additional spam targeting people who pay the bills. Bookkeepers, managing directors, people like that who have to sign off on things. Just a couple of things we've been picking up on in the last few weeks. First of all, there's been a lot of people who are getting their mailboxes hacked. And then what happens is the hacker goes through your inbox and sent items, pulls out PDF files for things like invoices and purchase orders, takes them off to their favorite PDF editor, edits them, changes the BSB and payment details, and then inserts these attachments back into your mail system. So what happens is the bookkeeper comes along, finds an invoice for something, believes they need to pay it, they're aware of it, they go ahead and pay it, not realizing different details on there, and they don't normally realize until they come across the real invoice, which is usually also sitting in the inbox. So when you're paying things at the end of the month, especially with the increase in spam, always check to see that they are real. Yes, it's a great thing that you know it's coming. You know that Telstra bill's coming, you know that gas bill's coming, you know whatever you've purchased, you know that bill is coming. But just treat it with a bit of suspicion. If somebody says, by the way, our banking details have changed, by the way, our BSB is different, by the way, this is different, whatever it might be, because you can get tricked into paying for things. I am aware of a person who bought a houseboat. Now, they got the invoice for that houseboat twice. The first time, it was from a hacker. Second time was the real one. And of course, they paid the hacker. And so that luckily got stopped. But because someone had access to that person's webmail, had planted a fake PDF in there, used all the logos and original things from the original PDF to try and sneak it through. Now, that's the first scam we're seeing. The second scam we're seeing, again, relates to people's mailboxes being hacked and usernames and passwords being obtained. And that is that they go in and they get to know the person they've hacked. So let's say it's the CEO of a large business. They get to learn how this person talks, their mannerisms, the way they type, the way they put things into context, work out the flavor of how they communicate. Once they've done that, they work out who in the business is the person who pays the bills, the CFO. And then what they'll do is they'll take note if this CEO happens to be traveling interstate overseas, and then sends an email on behalf of them pretending to be the CEO to the CFO asking for some money. Now, quite often, I've come across this in business where CEOs don't go through the proper procedures requesting money. They just simply send an email to the CFO saying, hey, how's your weekend, by the way? I need some extra funds. Could you just flick me some money across to this BSB, and away you go. Now, this particular person who crafted this email had also crafted a email signature. So it looked the same, everything looked the same. They had written the email so that it looked like it came from the CEO, but when you replied, it went to a different address, to a Gmail address. So they'd simply used access to the mailbox to learn about the CEO, to learn about the CFO, gather first names, last names, nicknames, work out mannerisms, and then obviously the email signature, and then completely took it out of that into Gmail and tried to strike up a communication via Gmail. Now, this person asked for $50,000. And yes, the email looked legit. And yes, it was the way the CEO works. And that was the way the CFO was used to working. And of course, the $50,000 was transferred to a person who did not get any entitlement to it. Now, what they had done is they'd set up a bank account in Western Australia. They had said that, hey, I'm on holidays and I've got a problem, I need some cash quick. It was not unusual for a business of this size to just hand out 50 grand here and there because they were a large business, and this person did go overseas and interstate and buy large things for the business. So that was not a strange thing. It was a little odd that they created a new bank account and not one of the standard bank accounts, but it did look like a personal request for a personal bank account, and it was coming out of his personal loan account. So it all looked legit. So they transferred the money. Almost lost the money, but thankfully got it back. So This is what it's all about. Checking your mail, checking any little suspicious things happening, any little spidey senses going off that something's not right. Well, then you better check it, hey? Better make sure that this email is actually a true email. Now, if you do fall prey to these things, in Australia, nationally, we've got a thing called ACORN, www.acorn.gov.au, which you can go to and you can actually communicate with the police, the federal police and the state police. You can also communicate through there with e-crimes, and if anything needs to go overseas, it will be done on your behalf with Interpol. So we are lucky enough that there is some interest in the community and in the police force to support things like this and see them through. And if it wasn't for that, then these two previous hacks I was just telling you about, they wouldn't have got their money back. But they got in there quick and they registered quick, and the banks terminated the transactions and they got the money back. So look, coming to the end of the month, end of the year, people are making rash decisions, family around them are on holidays, people don't want to be paying bills, it's hot, no one wants to be at work, so you rush things. Don't rush them. Be careful. Look through these things carefully. Don't forget, BTP, we're here. We're not on holidays, we're available. If anything looks suspicious, flick it to us. You never know, it might be suspicious enough for us to say, well, don't do that. Anyway, as usual, share this video, comment on this video, pass it around, let people know about these things. Let's try and stop these nasties from happening. You don't want this type of Christmas present. And again, thanks to Santa for my little holder that's holding my screen so it's not wobbling. So many people have commented that they feel like they're falling out of their chairs. Thank you very much. Anyway, have a great day, people. We'll see you later.